Hey, I'm Matt Hadley, owner and CEO of Wandercreative. One of the things that the Wandercreative team and I try to do about once a month is we try to just come together for about an hour and just share things that are inspiring us. We call it the Monthly Muse. It's time just to brainstorm ideas, to be able to look at what is going on in the marketplace right now and how we can leverage that. Maybe it's design trends, maybe it's new digital advertising updates, maybe it's just really cool things that we are seeing on social media from other people that we follow that we want to be able to pull from and that we want to be able to really leverage to be able to make campaigns and projects that we do for our clients and also internally as strong as possible. A lot of the service offerings that we've brought to the table have been birthed out of these hour-long sessions each month. A lot of the resources, the products, even some of the ideas that we've done for campaigns for ourselves and clients, all kind of usually permeates within this just hour-long time of idea sharing and brainstorming. So for the first time, we want to invite you into this conversation. So buckle up and let's dive in. All right, so just to recap what we're going to do here. Today we are talking about holiday promo campaigns, just trying to gain inspiration and figuring out ideas to, as we approach the entire holiday season, because the entire really last quarter of this year is packed full of holidays. What are different promo and or sale ideas and or contest ideas to get people engaged and to be moving products? So I know there's a lot of inspiration that we can pull from previous years past of what people have done. But really just want to kind of look through that and see what kind of inspiration we can get. So who wants to kind of get us going?
Sure.
You got it, Dan?
I don't care. Yeah, I'm happy to jump on. So really, I found two articles that I was doing a little bit of research into. Obviously, my topic, which is Black Friday and Cyber Monday. What are the best ways to run campaigns on those 2 days, and effective methods to reach audiences? As I was kind of digging in, I found two specific sites that I felt like really carved out a strategy in a clear and concise way, in a way that we might be able to incorporate as a company, in a way that our clients might be able to incorporate as well. So if you're good, I might share my screen.
Yeah, go for it.
Do this. All right. So the first one is a pretty popular marketer named Neil Patel. He has a lot of good content that I look up pretty regularly. So these tactical Black Friday ad campaign tips can increase your revenue by 200%. Now I'm going to show an article after this that I think is a little bit more on the practical side and a little bit more in depth. This one has a few kind of generalizations. He goes into what's the point of advertising on Black Friday. Now, I'm going to skim some of the ones that I think are a little bit obvious and then dive in a little bit more to the ones that I want to make a point on. Make your sales specials clear. I do think it's obviously very important that you really emphasize in whatever creative you're doing for a Black Friday sale or a Cyber Monday, especially, that you're just bold with the sale you have. I know that when people see advertising, which ramps up a ton during this season, they're kind of looking for those sales to jump out on them from the ads. So making that bold is great. And then researching which platforms to run campaigns on. Again, that's pretty basic. If it's something visual that you really want to portray, whether it's a product or something, great. Whether it's a discount code that you would rather portray via text on something like Twitter or Google search ads, that makes sense as well. Something I did want to spend a little bit of time on was starting early to benefit more. And that's something that we've noticed internally as an agency. We've kind of seen that, obviously ad costs spike quite a bit during the season because of ad competition. You have all the companies in the world trying to compete during this time to get their ads seen. This drives up ad costs. So really what they're starting to say is, run these ads earlier, start them, a week or 2, 3 weeks before, and start kind of letting people know ahead of time that your brand will be having a sale. That way you can kind of hopefully beat some of these other companies out a little bit on that competition. They said, don't stop on Black Friday, almost called it Good Friday, Black Friday. Don't stop on that, because something that's been trending is something I actually didn't know about, BFCM, Black Friday Cyber Monday. It's a trending hashtag around the time. So if that's something you want to also incorporate, that's pretty important. Understanding your audience. And then a lot of the rest of this campaign kind of goes into generalized advertising basics. So knowing your audience, targeting your ad campaigns properly, going hyper targeted for Black Friday ads. So that's kind of where I would like to hop on over to this other article that I found, which is a little bit more.
Diana, I have a quick question. You might get into this as you're sharing, but did you find that marketers who have different goals for Black Friday versus Cyber Monday, like how they run those alongside each other, or do they like wait for Black Friday to end before they jump on their Cyber Monday sales, or do they like combine them into one?
I get what you're saying. So you're saying, do they always combine them, or do different companies sometimes run them in different ways?
Yeah, because like obviously you want to market that you're going to have a Cyber Monday sale, but you don't want to prevent people from buying your Black Friday sale. So that leaves you like 2 days to market the Cyber Monday side of it.
Agreed. And it depends on what you're doing. If you're an online e-commerce brand and you don't have any kind of in-store sales, you're going to want to go ahead and start your sale probably on a Black Friday, since it'll be online anyways for you and people are ready for the sales. So it kind of seems to me like both of those sales are interchangeable to an extent, especially if you're an e-commerce online brand. Then
maybe like 20% off site wide for the whole weekend, and then you have doorbusters or something.
And a lot of these articles too also talk about like a different sale every day of the weekend, or a different sale per hour, and so that way you're able to kind of keep people tuning back for different sales, different deals. But that's a question. So, and I do think that the online sales portion does focus on Cyber Monday. But to have a sales presence weekend-wide is important.
Yeah. As a consumer, I've noticed different stores and websites doing both in the same weekend. Like the second Friday's over, they start promoting their Cyber Monday deals. And then sometimes they promote the whole weekend as a Cyber Monday or a Black Friday Cyber Monday weekend. So yeah, I've seen multiple different, just as a consumer, different takes on how to handle that kind of weekend.
Yeah, I can't recall right off the top of my head if it was Best Buy, Amazon, or Walmart. I feel like it was one of those three, but I think it was last Black Friday, they were like, this deal is happening from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. only. And then the next deal, like they would start to advertise here what products are on sale from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. There was part of me that was curious if that was so they're not getting such a mad rush at like right in the 4 a.m. window when all the doors open and you always hear about people like getting trampled on. I was curious, like, is that the reason, or is it more so just to keep people engaged? And I would imagine it's a little bit of both, but probably even more so just keeping people engaged for sure.
Yeah. I know for a fact Amazon does do the limited time deals. And I'm wondering if part of that is a different strategy for a FOMO type of thing. So, if I don't jump on this deal, I may not get this price again kind of thing.
You don't have time to think about it. Like maybe by the end of the day, you talk yourself out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think, obviously we work with a lot of musicians and smaller companies. Do you think that would work for, like, if someone was to do like a Black Friday sale, do you think that it could work doing? So I would imagine it's hard to do like, all right, this hour we're going to do 25% off on CDs, and next hour we're going to do 25% off on t-shirts in the merch store. Like, I wonder if there's a practical way to do it on a smaller scale that's not behemoth Best Buy and Amazon.
I think that's
I actually have an example of it for Small Business Saturday.
Oh, very cool.
An email of a small company that I follow on Instagram, and she did it by the hour, like, and she'd tell you like, this is what I'm going to be selling every hour. So like her emails broken down, like it's not like the prettiest, most wonderful like email you've ever seen, but it gets you like, there's a picture of it, it tells you what she's going to be selling, and then like a little description. So like at 1:00 I need to get this. And like she used to sell, and she still does sell, like these little gnomes that she makes, but she does a lot of other crafting things. But like those gnomes, she would restock like every other Thursday, and they would always sell out. So like she knows her audience is going to be wanting that. So she's kind of trained her audience to know like, you got to get it before it's gone.
So one thing we can also do, especially I'd recommend for a Black Friday sale for a lot of our like music clients in particular, obviously with inventory and merch stores that probably aren't so big that it's this one shirt 1 hour and then a different item another hour, I would probably recommend merch store a day, tickets another day, and kind of break it out by days of the weekend that you're able to say, all right, for this day we're running a new sale. This day, like, tune back in tomorrow because we're hitting another sale on VIP meet and greets. They're, whatever that deal might be. So I think that could help for artists. And kind of diving into one more thing here is, let's see, creating a sneak peek. That's kind of what I wanted to finish on. Was we kind of covered on some different strategies for things like Black Friday and Cyber Monday. But I really liked the idea of, all right, what are creative ways that we can let people know about it? Is whether it's a YouTube video out, whether it's a reel, it could be a newsletter, e-blast, search display ads, anything that could spread the word of your sale that's coming up, because no eyes on a sale won't help you. And so what's the way you can best kind of get ahead of that and make sure that people are excited and spreading the word about the sale that's coming up? So we can also share, of course, the links to the rest of this. There's great fun ways in which you can incorporate sales, VIP early bird sales as well. So I would like to call that the pre-sale sale. Always something you could look into. But yeah, just different ways to create hype, countdown, promo videos. So these two links are probably the favorite I've found today. And I will probably share that with y'all. And
I just saw Chubby's created a viral anti-Black Friday promo video. I guess that's what that video is, but that's funny that they got some buzz around it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
About it. So, yep. That should be it on my side.
Awesome. That's great stuff.
Awesome.
Jenny, do you want to go next, since I know you kind of already mentioned your Small Business Friday or Small Business Saturday thing?
Yeah, it might make sense too, since it comes after Black Friday. Okay, so this is the company. They're called The Little Green Bean. They have close to 100,000 followers now on Instagram, but I've been following her for years. And she used to solely make like these little gnomes that were really cute. So you can kind of see, she shows you how it works, that the site opens at 10 a.m. And then she has limited quantities. What she's saying too is there's a promo code to use combine. So say you buy something at 10 o'clock and you buy something at 1, you don't want to pay 2 shipping prices. If you put combine on the second one, then she'll know to look for your order. But here you can see, like, she tells you like the light up trees are at 10, the bottle brushes are at 11, tassels. And then these are some of probably her bigger buys. So she waited until the afternoon to put, like, maybe if you were going to go do your 7 a.m. runs to the stores, you'd have time to get back or get on your phone to do these other ones. And like you can see at 2 o'clock, those little gnomes are kind of what she sells in different sizes, like small, medium, large. But yeah, so that's kind of how she did hers. It's not like the most beautiful design you've ever seen, but it's still, as a small business owner, like that's actually a pretty good email, to receive from a small business. So yeah, that
I
is
really like how it does outline it, and it's just very clear of like, hey, here's what you're going to get here, and
yeah, and
sure
use this
to sign on
link,
it.
like
Yeah,
click on that shop now, because that'll take you directly to that section.
exactly.
She probably just turns it on manually so the link works or something.
Yeah, I do like letting them know when they can tune in instead of feeling the anxiety of, do I need to be checking this every 30 minutes to see if that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was kind of a fun one that I had just pulled up for Small Business Saturday, which could be implemented obviously on Black Friday or Cyber Monday. So you guys know me, I make a Google Doc for everything. But as I was going through Small Business Saturday, so I'll go over Small Business Saturday and Giving Tuesday from my side. And so for Small Business Saturday, and just a little bit of background, that it started in 2010 by American Express to kind of encourage the small business owners to have a little bit of the Black Friday pie, if you will. And since then, it brings in over $120 billion a year, and there are roughly 110 million customers. And then also a fun fact is that for every $1 spent on small business Saturday, 67 cents stays within that local community. So that is why it's extremely important to shop small. And so I'll kind of go through some options on making the most of it, creating a business plan and a potential timeline, just to kind of optimize some of that. And then I'll show you some examples too. So some ideas for Small Business Saturday will be working with community leaders or the Chamber of Commerce and other businesses to kind of get your business out there, to promote it, but also to work with the other businesses in your community so that you can, like say if you all wanted to go in on a flyer that you're going to be promoting in the downtown area, you're only paying a percentage of that cost, which keeps your costs low in the end. Find ways to get people in your store. Do you want to do like a sampling of something that you have in the store? Have live music, have extended business hours, things like that that will draw people in. So when you're promoting it, make sure to include that in your promotions. And then also taking advantage of the free Small Business Saturday resources that American Express has. So if you go, like you can Google it. I did have a screenshot in here, but I took it out. But if you Google it, you can find like all of the promos. There's a little icon that says, shop Small Business Saturday, to kind of help you with your marketing. And then thinking about Small Business Saturday, it's important to start looking at your inventory now. What do you want to be your hot ticket items? Thinking about seasonal help that you might need to hire, and then creating a marketing plan. So all those should be something that you might want to begin thinking about as we roll into Q4. And then for the marketing needs and the plan, think about your sales. If you want to partner with any local businesses, begin those conversations now, especially if people are only meeting on a weekly basis. You might want to start getting that in their ear to plan that. And then start optimizing your website now, your social media. If you're not super active on social media, maybe start ramping that up so that when they come to your page, it's current information. And then work on getting an email list to kind of build or email addresses to build your email list, so that when you do start promoting on Small Business Saturday, you have more emails to work with. So whether that be something that you share on social media, say sign up for the email list now, or if you have an actual physical business, when people come in, you can have them sign up in a different way. And then create a plan and work on executing that. Like, what ways you're going to get the word out? Email campaigns, you can do a save the date or a we're participating type of email, or it's coming, and then kind of share any details. Maybe you could share like the musician that you're having, but share like the actual sale details later, or drive them to your social media for sneak peeks or giveaways. And then obviously it's to your email. So whether you send that the night before, if you send it, you could send like a couple emails leading up to it, so you're still in their face, or you know that obviously not everybody's going to open an email. And then social media posts, get awareness. The week of, be on as much as you can, reminding people to participate or to come in. And then day of posting, just try to maybe share some teasers, get on stories. And then if you're creating a flyer or a handout, you could do that with putting little like small flyers at your checkout if you're a physical store, or hanging a big poster in the window if you're participating with other people. And then think about some ads. I have a timeline below to kind of, it's not like a have to follow, it was just something that would be helpful. So like start thinking about the ads if you have a budget for it, and then when you want to promote it. So obviously you're going to want your ads to end before or day of the event, but you want people to know about it beforehand. And then update your website, make sure your inventory is up to date, create any sale banners, and then activate any sales on the back end. So I've said a lot. And then
I love that.
This is just like a general timeline. So if we're thinking like 7 to 8 weeks out, that would be the end of September, first week of October. Have the conversations with local businesses, Chamber of Commerce, downtown areas, and create a plan to work together. Whether that be everybody has extended shop hours, if you want to create a hot chocolate bar, or maybe the whole community goes in on live music to draw people to the downtown area. 6 weeks out, the week of October 9th, decide on your sales, have inventory on its way, work on hiring any help that you need for the holiday season. 5 weeks out, work on executing your email and social media content creation, and then flyers. This will just help you be able to have it all together, have your plan. And then also you're not like flustered when you are starting to promote it. So have to create it and execute it. You can just kind of create it step one and then take time to think about the actual email. 4 weeks out, which would be the week of November 1st, incorporate a save the date email graphic into your regular email newsletters if you have them, hang flyers, or have handouts in the store. So this allows them for the whole month to kind of know, because if you're a small business, people aren't coming into your store all the time. Like maybe they would if you're going to shop at Walmart or something, you might be there on a weekly basis, but not so much on a small business. Let's see, what did I just say? 4 weeks out or 3? All right, so 3 weeks out, send an email out about Small Business Saturday, save the date, or participating, post on socials, and then have digital ad content finalized. Dan, you can chime in on some of this too if you think I need to change it. But and then 2 weeks out, another email or more, and then plan at least 3 social media posts throughout the week, because not everybody will see your social posts. So hopefully more people will as you create them. Run digital ads this week, work on rearranging your store and getting ready for the holiday season. And then 1 week out, have the store decorated for the holidays if you haven't. Post on social media as much as you can, get on stories, be active, email reminders on the 23rd, optional email on the 25th, and day of email, and then have fun. And I can show you some examples.
Yeah, I love that. I especially love the timeline. That's kind of one of the things that I did was go through and mark some key dates on the calendar. And I actually think that ours lines up fairly dang closely. I think there might be a little bit of discrepancy, but some of the key dates that I really looked at was, there's really kind of 4 main, I guess, windows, like sales or promotions windows within the last quarter of this year. And that's really going to be the Halloween sale, which is Halloween's Monday, October 31st this year. There's going to be the Thanksgiving window, which we're talking a lot about right now, which is that, Thanksgiving is November 24th. So Black Friday is November 25th. Small Business Saturday is November 26th. Cyber Monday, November 28th. And Giving Tuesday is Tuesday, November 29th. Really looking at that, I think that timeline really need to circle the dates of, you have it as kind of October 9th. I would actually almost challenge people to go just a little bit earlier than that and have Monday, October 3rd circled as the date to have that be the day to decide on what your campaign or promotion actually is going to be. And then I think really honing in, and I don't think it's just for Thanksgiving. I really think that would be for your Halloween promotion, if you're going to do one, your Christmas promotion, if you're going to do one, and your New Year's promotion, if you're going to do one. So really that October 3rd, I think, was one of the dates that I really want to just have people circle on their calendar for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I like that.
You can't have any fun either. Marketing's no fun.
Yeah, and strike that have fun out. Like, no, get that out of here. There's no room for that.
We have
Right. All right. So now to the fun stuff, though, is actually seeing some examples. So
one thing I was going to also throw in there with the 2-week out ads, you could probably even go as early as 3 weeks out for that. If we're starting to see that ad prices are jumping up earlier and earlier, in order to beat those, you could also maybe jump that a week ahead.
yeah, which I figured that you could do that, or depending on people's budget, whatever they wanted to do. But yeah, I like that. Let me just pull up their website really fast. Okay, so one of mine is, I don't know if you know Laurel Mercantile. So this is the, they're on the show Hometown, Ben and Aaron Napier. So they have really great branding, and I've actually been to their store in Mississippi. It's very, very cute. But on their social media, so they have two companies, Laurel Mercantile, and then their Scotsman USA brand, which is right across the street from them. And that's where Ben's workshop is. So people can actually see him working while they're shopping. So they're kind of separate, but also similar. So you can see here on November 12th of last year, they started sharing a little bit about them. So they didn't actually put like a graphic that they're participating in Small Business Saturday, but they did make a post about shopping small business and shop early for the holiday season, and then gave you like a discount code. So I really like that they did that, because one, that helps them get even more sales in before all the hustle and bustle of people maybe potentially spending all their money on Black Friday and not leaving it for smaller businesses. So that was really awesome to see. And so that would be the very first one here. And then they continued to make like different kinds of posts to continue the sale so that you can kind of see what you want to stock up on. And then let's see here. There was one. Okay, so this is the actual small business. You kind of get a look of everything that's in the shop to come on in, which that's not the exact day just yet. I forget. Okay, so now you can still shop and get 30% off. Okay, this is their Black Friday one. So they're showing you everything. Okay, so now they have used code Black Friday, and then they're going to show you Small Business Saturday. So it's kind of like, come on in, like, you're welcome here. But also they gave all of their promos to be able to use online too, if you're not coming to the store. So really liked how they kind of did that. And it doesn't look all salesy like on their feed.
Yeah, I love the fact that I feel like when you kind of think of sales, most of the time you think of like these really spammy, not spammy, but like just these really busy looking graphics. And all of their stuff is just photos or videos. And
Yeah.
and it doesn't just like flash out at you like 25% off, 25% off, here's the code. It more so it still feels very on brand and very on point. And I think that you can have impact in both ways.
Right. And
Yeah.
you get the connection from the video. And yeah, so here, if we go to their Facebook page, they do have they do post a graphic on their Facebook for like a 25% off, and then they post that same video. And then they do a Cyber Monday promo code. Wait, I think they did a Small Business Saturday one. That's what that one is. So they do a Black Friday one too. So you do Black Friday, 30% off, Cyber Monday, 25% off, and then 20% off. So they went down in 5% increments to kind of get everybody on Black Friday, I guess. And then this is the Scotsman USA, their other, oh no, it's gonna not go where I wanted it to. But anyway, they started with that same post that that I showed you on Laurel's. I don't need to scroll down to all of it, but it's the same similar situation where they have a nice little photos and graphics. And then if you go to like Laurel's Main Street, you could see that the whole community is involved in promoting the small businesses, because this is like the downtown organization that would do all the promotions and stuff. And then they give you gifts to buy from each different retailer, you know, for the ladies, for the men. And then you can see to like past years. So this is like 2020 small business things. I'm sure they promoted this in an email. They show you why you should shop local. This is another one from 2019. So these are just like examples of, you know, over the years how they would do it. Another company, I absolutely love this brand, North End Bag Co. They're based out of Virginia Beach. So they kind of created a gift guide for you and then posted this one on November 18th. So gave you a little bit of time to kind of look through it. And then I guess this was created from the Visit Virginia. So it's not specifically what they created, but this is all curated for the area. And then they just show a lot of behind the scenes. Their bag totes are live just in time for all the holiday shopping, which is really awesome. So you can have a reason to shop. And then here is, I think she did a little, okay. So just a little, their reason why, the little cute baby. And then here's, what?
I love their photos.
Oh yeah, their aesthetic is amazing. So here's a little Black Friday, like even though it's still graphic-y, they at least have a product in there that's theirs. And they kind of show you, you know, or they tell you in years past what they've done, their focus this year, you know, and then their sale. And then they have 3 new products launching Friday. So that will drive people to the site just for that. And then
Also making it, instead of, you know, 4 days and only 2, that kind of makes it feel a little bit more scarce. Like it adds a little bit of urgency to actually take action rather than to, oh, well, I'm going to wait to see, you know, what's on Amazon on Cyber Monday. I'm going to actually go ahead and pull the trigger on this and
yeah,
take action. So that's kind of cool.
And I just noticed this, like this is super awesome to have a giveaway, because that gets people sharing tagging a friend. So then they're all going to be looking at your page. They might be new followers and realize they want one of your products. So you're getting people to your page before all the sales begin.
Mm-hmm.
I think this. Okay, so that one's Friday. That's the new product. I'm trying to find their actual Black Friday post for us. Sorry, they're small business. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's their Black Friday. New candle. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so I must have already passed it. Maybe they didn't. Maybe this one's it. Yeah, Small Business Saturday. Final sale, 100% or 15% off. And then they just kind of share it. So this sale just has a picture of their family. But yeah, so those were kind of the two main ones that I found that I personally follow along with. So
that's
do you guys
great.
have any comments?
I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool. So do you have any other comments before I switch gears to Giving Tuesday?
I don't think so. No, I think I really love both of these examples. I think there's some really great practical pieces that we can take out for all of our clients. So I love it.
Yeah. And especially like as it translates to musicians, like you could still share like a picture of you on stage or backstage. Maybe you're wearing your merch shirt, and then in the comments you share 15% off site-wide, so that it's not graphic-y in your face. So switching gears to Giving Tuesday, which is a little different than the other sales that we have talked about and we'll talk about today. Giving Tuesday was created in 2012 as a way to engage people to give back in any way they can, and it gives nonprofits a chance to raise more money than they would have on any other giving day, single day of giving. Giving Tuesday is always the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, which would be the day after Cyber Monday. So how to make the most of this day? Create a website for people to easily donate and take away as many barriers as you can that might prevent them from making the transaction. So if you typically have a pop-up bar that says sign up for our email list, or if you normally have anything else like that, make sure you take any barrier away so that they can donate as easily as possible. If your email or if your process to donate is normally like 3 pages, maybe consider, can you take one of those pages away or consolidate them just to try to get the transaction as streamlined as you can. And then I only know this from personal experience. Identify key influencers who might be able to help support your mission. This might be like famous people. For example, I'll talk about it from the university perspective. If there's a past alumni who might be an NFL player or a comedian, a musician, things like that, see if they would be willing to help you in your mission. And then any other influencers. Utilize the Giving Tuesday website to create graphics, flyers, and email banners. Just like Small Business Saturday, Giving Tuesday offers free promotional tools as well. And then create an ambassador program for anyone willing to get the word out. So of course you might have those key influencers that people know of, but the ambassador program could just be on a smaller scale, like any alumni or anybody who's tied to your organization in any way and wants to help get the word out. So for example, if I want to support my alma mater on Giving Tuesday, if I have the tools to be able to do that, or graphics that you've already made and potential copy, I'm going to be more likely to share that than having to come up with copy on my own. So think about that, and then create a unique landing page to donate with an easy URL, and then use an appeal code if you care about tracking where your funds come from. This could help in future things. So if you're going to do digital ads, if you know that most of your traffic is coming from a particular area, you might not put as much money behind that, or you might put more money behind it. It's not essential, but it is something that you could think about. And then if there are any different funds within the organization that people can choose from, for example, in a university, if there's a different college that you might want to give to, like, the School of Journalism, make sure you identify what those are and then create easy buttons for people to select that instead of scrolling through multiple funds in order to get there. This could be something that you might need communication about to make sure that everybody is on board with it. So start those conversations. And then for organizations like a university, you can create competitions among the different colleges so that alumni feel a sense of camaraderie to want to make a difference and participate. For a marketing plan or any needs, reach out to those key influencers as early as you can, because obviously if it's an NFL player or, that's just what comes to my mind first thing, or a musician, they're super busy. So your first touch point with them might not even reach them. So make sure you're reaching out early so that you can get them on board. And then also if they are willing to participate, they might want to pre-record something. So then you'll have to make sure that there's time to do that. And then get a video message or something that, you can use to promote it the actual day of or leading up to the event. So make sure you have time to coordinate that. And then if you plan to do any direct mail pieces, you want to create those and then allow time for the proper approvals. Make sure you have time for printing and processing that in order to get them in the mail and then reach people prior to the actual day. And then one thing that you can do is you can create a link in those flyers or those direct mail pieces that you can choose for them to go toward your Giving Tuesday numbers or not. So for example, if some universities are like, only the day of, only that's 24 hours is going to count toward Giving Tuesday. But where I've come from, like anything that has the appeal code attached to it will count. So if you create wandercreative.com/give, if that has an appeal code and you put that URL in your direct mail flyer in the mail and somebody went to that URL, made a gift, then that's going to count toward your numbers if you decide that. And then also always plan a thank you. It's extremely important that you make sure people feel appreciated for giving back. So I would definitely make sure you do that, whether that's an email, a social post, or anything like that. It's super important to think about.
Yeah, I love all of that. I think that, Giving Tuesday, we work with several nonprofits and have in the past, but I feel like Giving Tuesday is always the one that slips past my mind the most. So I love the fact that there is such a pointed effort at, okay, how do we make sure that even just tracking that if you're going to be pre-sending out the appeal via mailer and people might be getting that the week before Giving Tuesday and they might be like, okay, I need to go ahead and get this done. Or they might be out of town visiting family for Thanksgiving and they might not get to it until like a week or two later. I do like the fact that there are ways that you can make sure those marketing initiatives are still being tracked properly, but then also that your marketing initiatives are being as potent and as efficient and effective as possible as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I will jump into an example here. This is where I used to work. So for WKU, I used to work for philanthropy and alumni engagement for 4 years, and Giving Tuesday was one of the projects that I worked very, very closely with. So this is an example of an older website, but you can see here, there's a click here to make a gift. And so if this were to go out in any email, when you click on this, make a gift, you'll see an appeal code up here in this top URL bar. So anytime you make a gift, then they're going to know that it came from this landing page, and then they're going to count that toward Giving Tuesday. So down here, it tells you like ways that you can support Giving Tuesday by making a gift, by posting on your socials, liking and favoriting any posts. And then down here is kind of a little toolkit of a graphic that you can use, and then some social media samples. And then make sure you're tagging certain things or going to, and then it's definitely important to use the URL that they provide, because that's going to have an appeal code attached to it too. And then here, any Facebook cover photos, Twitter photos, Instagram templates. So this is just a way to get people engaged. For my alma mater, Ohio University, they would do like a different challenges throughout the day to get people to give. And then once a college completed that task, somebody might match that gift. And so you could do something like that too. So if like maybe if you have a person who's willing to be a donor through conversations from prospect research, you might say like, or you might have conversations with them and they're gonna be like, yeah, I'll give $5,000 to the institution. And then you can kind of use that if you wanted for this campaign. So like if we reach whatever, then, you know, Franklin will give $5,000. So, and then here is an example of the giving page. So if you set like just basic amounts, it's just easier for somebody to just click it versus type it in. And then this is what I'm talking about here with these designations, to where it's fast for them to do instead of to go through and search, because a university is going to have a ton of options, but also even like public radio, like PBS, like there are so many different things that people can give to that if you just streamline it and make it as easy as possible. And so for some of these, if there's anything that you can take out, take it out. So I think that when I was making the site from an old site, like I just took out a couple of pages that were nice to have information, but it wasn't essential for the gift to happen. It's the same thing. So here are some examples from the Giving Tuesday graphics. So there's a save the date that went up on the 15th for a December 1st Giving Tuesday. And then just kind of keeping the buzz out, 4 days until, 3 days until, you know, 2, and then it's tomorrow. And then you, obviously today, and then throughout the day, posting stories that are impactful. So if people feel themselves within these graphics, they might be, you know, more willing to donate. Yeah, and then of course, a thank you. And then I think I have something over here. Oh, this is an example of a Giving Tuesday from a humane society, which is really cute. So, you know, it doesn't have to be the most beautiful thing, but it's still important that they got their message out there, gave you a way to donate, and then some cute puppies, of course. Yeah, so that is what I have for Giving Tuesday.
I love that. It's really great. I think to me, kind of the main takeaways there are obviously to plan, to track, and then also to really make sure that you're making it as easy for people to donate as possible. Is that kind of what I'm hearing?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely make it as easy as you can, because you don't want people to abandon, the processing step.
Well, I dove into the Christmas and a little bit of the Thanksgiving, just the holiday season in general, but mostly Christmas, and some ideas behind how you can approach that season, which kind of goes a little bit, kind of kicks off with Giving Tuesday and some of the strategies that I noticed. Let me share my screen. I found a couple of articles that this one that I'm on now are 5 action or marketing campaign ideas, which not all 5, but a few of them I thought are resonated with me and what I think would work well with either Wander or a small business. Starting with this first one, emotions work always, where you'll notice once the Christmas holiday or the holiday season really kicks underway, you see all of these trailers and calls to action that kind of pull at the heartstrings and try and motivate people to buy or use a service through that aspect, which like I mentioned earlier, kind of not piggybacks, but is kind of kick-started off of the Giving Tuesday, where that can kind of go into the Christmas holiday. This came with an example with Heathrow Airport, which is a big airport in London, and I'm not going to play the trailer, but I'll share these links if you guys want to take a look at it. But it basically it promoted getting back home for the holidays and how their airport is made to make that an easier process without any hiccups and whatnot. But yeah, pull emotions. I'll go into some examples that I came up with, or some action items that I'll use Wander as an example on how we could implement some of these ideas later, but I'll move down. This is more for, I think, the Wander side, the marketing campaigns for business to business, where we could provide a service for other small businesses, or like giving them ideas on how they, like what we're talking about now, how they can approach the holiday season, and give them ideas, kind of how a little bit like how Jenny broke down what she talked about, and giving them like a schedule and ideas on how they can approach going into the holiday season. This one is the one that I thought resonated with me and would make a good call to action, adding goodness to your marketing campaigns. To spread happiness, making certain campaigns that bring that add in a charity, or like donating to a nonprofit as like a bonus to, hey, I bought this thing not just for me, but I'm helping out someone else as well. That one, I've always liked that. Like it's not specifically a holiday campaign, but there are some businesses that are geared that way in general, that I will sometimes gravitate to buy their product just because I'm like, oh, I might be buying something for myself, but some of that money will go to help someone else. And I think adding that to a Christmas holiday, or the holiday season in general, is a good way to not promote your product, but to let your customers or clients feel like they're helping someone else as well.
And Franklin, a good thing with that too is that you can still mark up your product to get whatever percentage that you need. And so it's the additional. And so some people are willing to pay that extra, or if you're saying for every dollar, or every transaction $1 is going to
Mhm.
go toward the Humane Society, then just
Yeah.
your product price $1. Like you're not,
Yeah.
necessarily taking a dip.
Mhm. Yeah, that actually kind of goes into one of the ideas that I had just by going over this article, which I'll get to later on. But this is the last of the examples in this article that resonated with me, but making the holidays less stressful. Because I don't know what it's like for you guys, but for me, buying gifts can be a stressful process. And so I know I've noticed quite a few sites do this where they have their own curated list of here, like in this example, they help you find the gift for someone. Like it might be a list of things that you might not have thought of off the top of your own head, but they have in this list for you, and you go, oh, that item would work for so and so.
Or price points too, like gifts under $25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like hey, you can spend, like if it's for someone that you want to get a gift for, but they might not be the closest, so you don't want to spend a crazy amount of money on them. Get like here's a list of gifts for under $50, under $25.
Yeah.
So
Here's your candle.
yeah, pretty much. Well, that's the default, and so something like this might help you not go, oh, I've gotten this person I got this person a candle 5 years in a row.
Hey,
Yeah.
y'all never have to apologize getting me a candle.
That's true. I will always accept a good candle.
I need this list for the Wander White Elephant gift exchange that we do every Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh.
But those are the ones that resonated with me and I thought could work the best with Wander or a small business, as we is this one. I think the last one's relatively self-explanatory, and I think Dan and Jenny also kind of mentioned this in their examples. But this next website it's a longer list, but it's a bunch of examples of companies who and their holiday campaigns and how they promoted it, and almost all of them fit within that pulling at the heartstrings, where they all kind of try and make you feel a little bit, other than the Lagavulin with Nick Offerman. I don't know if you guys know that, if you remember that campaign, which that's more of went to more of the humor side, but yeah. So let me go to, I don't know if I should play any of these just so we're not sitting here in silence watching a trailer, but where was it? Coca-Cola, I've noticed, always has a good message on their holiday season, and then to it's like give something, they always want to give something, that something's always a Coke, but it's promoting giving to others, which is, this is the time, that's the time of year to do it, is around the Christmas holiday. The Airbnb, I think this is more recent, where they started promoting renting out an Airbnb for the Christmas holidays for someone who can't necessarily host their family in where they live now. So for that night, you rent out, or you not necessarily rent, but you get to spend time at a different location that can fit maybe your entire family.
I also noticed that during I think it was the Ukraine stuff that was going on. People were donating money for people to be able to stay in places too.
Let's see, and then but the Bark Post one I liked too, where it was a way for them to promote adopting dogs, because this is also a tough time of year for, well, especially after after Christmas holiday, because sometimes people give the gift of a dog and it doesn't work out for some families. And I know that some of these have promoted or pushed to avoid that kind of situation, where after the Christmas holidays, it's a bunch of the shelters actually get more dogs than they just got rid of, or not got rid of, but adopted out.
They
But
also
I can
do
share. Go ahead.
oh, sorry. They also do, at least like in my local shelter, and I think I've seen it a couple other places, but for Halloween, they'll do orange cats and black dogs, because black dogs are one of the last to get adopted, but then they don't want to promote like buying a black cat on Halloween. So they do like the orange cat and the black dog to get them adopted.
It's kind of clever.
Yeah.
But like I mentioned, I'll share this list with you guys if you're interested in going through it. But I'll read off some examples that or not examples, but some ideas that I came up with after going through some of these. And I'll use Wander as an example, and could be some good action steps for small businesses, anyone really who has a product to sell. Which I've noticed, I didn't have an example of it, but this is something with the pulling at the heartstrings, or adding goodness to a campaign for like Wander. If we wanted to sell a product, or an artist wanted to sell a t-shirt, they could do something for the Christmas holidays. For every t-shirt or every X amount of dollars spent, we will donate a shoebox to the is it Christmas, it's or Operation Christmas Child.
Yeah.
Something like that, where where anyone who buys the product is now like, oh, I'm now getting a kid a box of toys, basically, and other goods, whatever you fill the box with. But
yeah, and you can even do it where like they get to choose if it's a boy or a girl or their age.
Yeah.
We did that. So I used to run Operation Christmas Child for my church. And when people would donate, they could select, like check the box, so that like we would still do the shopping for the kid, but they at least got to say like, yeah, I want it to be a 5-year-old girl or this age group.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I remember I did that with my church, where I would help pack the boxes. And
yeah, we always had a lock-in. Yeah.
And then another one I thought of was going back to the pets. For doing something similar to where every dollar or every X amount of dollars spent can go to a donation towards the Humane Society or this rescue to help get these dogs better care and a new home. Or for Wander internally, doing something along the lines of we can offer a photo shoot for you and your dog, kind of thing. And for if you book a session with us, we'll also donate X or whatever to the Humane Society or a shelter or a rescue.
Yeah, that's a fun idea.
Yeah, because I don't know how many clients have their own pets, but yeah, I think something like that, where we could offer that and then also do something for someone, for a organization like that. But yeah, that's the kind of thing I've noticed. Most companies and artists, and I see a lot, they do the help people give to others and not just to themselves on different campaigns, which I think as a consumer resonates with me. Like I mentioned earlier, if I see something like the price isn't any different than where I'd buy it anywhere else, but I know that, or maybe even a little more, I'd spend a little bit more if I know some of that's going to a good cause as well. But I have a few more ideas, and I can share with like the deal, like going back to like a promotional deal. That's also something obviously done during the Christmas holidays, like limited time percentages off. But I feel like most of that is Black Friday, because I know some of that's promoted as get your Christmas shopping out of the way now. So when the actual like December hits, you still have the deals going on, but it's typically not as intense, or the percentage number is not as high as the Black Fridays and Cyber Mondays. But yeah, any other things to add to some of these things that I just went over?
No, I love that. I think those are some really good ideas, and there's definitely a lot to kind of unpack that we've talked about. I think that there's a lot of really unique ways to approach each particular season, and I think that there's some cool, from some of even the step down ideas that Dan shared earlier, to the hourly, playing with either hourly or daily deals type things, to even thinking about how you're framing and messaging all these different things, like Jenny kind of mentioned with Giving Tuesday, and even pulling at the heartstrings and things like that. I think there's a lot to unpack for sure. Kind of one of the, as we kind of wrap up our time here, one of the things that I want to really hone in on and take action on is, obviously this season is coming up quick. So I already mentioned a few of these key dates, but really just as a reminder that, again, really looking at the remainder of 2022, 4 key dates for holiday promo campaigns is Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then New Year's. And if we are talking about Halloween, that's on Monday, October 31st. So circle that on the calendar. Thanksgiving is Thursday, November 24th. Circle that on the calendar. Christmas is Sunday, December 25th. Circle that on the calendar. And then you also have New Year's Eve / New Year's Day, which is Saturday, December 31st, and Sunday, Sunday, January 1st of this year. A couple of other things to note, and Jenny, you did a great job with your timeline. So I want to make sure that we kind of compile these 2 things. Is I mentioned it earlier, that Monday, October 3rd date, I really think is when we need to have promo ideas. I think especially if we're going to be looking at all 3 of these, or all 4 of these different campaign windows, October 3rd, it would be a really good one to look at. If we're only looking at Thanksgiving or Christmas and not doing anything for Halloween, I think October 26th, that's also fine. That still would give you enough time. It's consolidated. You'd have to be rushing, but that would give us enough time to still work with clients and still be able to work with our partners and also internally to get stuff done. But then as well, another date to note is for any Christmas promos. If we are working with a client, or if we are consulting anyone who is doing physical sales and things that need to be shipped, they haven't released the exact shipping deadline date yet, but that projected date is going to be December 15th, which I think is a Thursday, 2 weeks and 2 days before, to get it be there guaranteed, or so pretty much 10 days before Christmas. So that's another date to kind of circle as well. So yeah, those are some action items.
This is all very good.
Yeah, great info. I definitely want to, if we can all compile our notes and links and all that together, and then we can package it all together and have it for our internal use, and then also share with clients as needed, and with external vendors as well. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts or action items as we close out?
Yeah, I think it's just important to think about that October 3rd date. If you're going to do if you're jumping on board for every single one of them, think about how that impacts that business or company. Obviously you're going to get a percentage off to get them in the door, but if you give them too much off, then you might lose some. Or if you wanted to do all 4 sale dates, but now you're not getting as much money as you wanted. So yeah, think about your projections too.
Yeah. And I know
Yeah.
October 3rd seems like, oh, well, Christmas isn't until December 25th, and we're talking about holiday sales, but realistically, I mean, that's only 6 to 7 weeks ahead of Thanksgiving when a lot of the sales are going to happen. And so, I mean, it's
Well, and then
feels early, but it sneaks up on you quick.
yeah, and then if you think about the 15th being the shipping cutoff, like that takes
Yeah.
10 days away.
Yeah, that's
No.
the procrastinator's deadline is right there.
Mine's later than that.
Well, I do think that I saw that if you're doing priority like first class mail, then it's, your deadline isn't until 2 or 3 days before Christmas, but you're probably going to be paying $100 in shipping if you'd go that route.
Oh gosh.
Which,
I'll run around town first before I do that.
Be like, and different. That's where I'm going somewhere else.
You're getting something different because I can buy it.
Unless it's something very specific that you want, or like you had that certain idea in mind, you gotta make sure you get it before that date.
Yeah, or like anything customized. If you're buying on Etsy,
Yeah.
you have to give them time to make it.
So what I'm hearing is the internal Wander White Elephant party. We're all getting each other candles. Good to know.
You get a candle. You get a candle. We all get candles.
Look at your chair.
Would not be mad about it.
I wouldn't either. Yep, same. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's great stuff.
I really want to go into more of the essential oils. I haven't done it, but I've read a lot about how bad candles are.
Yeah.
Certain ones certainly can be.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks guys. This was great. Good info.
Yeah.